yesterday you all learned how to use two-finger spacing between your writing, and I hope that helped you make your writing a lot more readable, okay? So today I wanted to show you another thing that writers do just to make sure their writing is very readable, because remember we talked about if we want to do writing to send a message to someone else, other readers have to be able to read it. So today's part, it says, I can use capital letters and punctuation in my writing, okay? We talked about capital letters when we did our ABC boot camp stuff. Those are the big letters that always go to the skyline when we write them. And then punctuation, we talked about that a little bit too, like period, question mark, the excited mark, okay? So, let me show you this book that we looked at the last time. And I want you to look for capital letters and punctuation. And just watch how this makes this a lot more readable, okay? So, when I look at this writer's writing, we read this yesterday, and it said, do you like cookies? Now, do you see how this writer started with a capital D at the beginning? We always start our sentences with a capital letter. That just lets the reader know that this is a new sentence, it's a new thought. And when they were done, they ended theirs with a question mark because they're asking a question on this page, okay? So that just tells me that this is one complete sentence, one complete thought, okay? Now, if you look closely on this page, it says, yes, I like them all. Do you? There are two sentences on this page. So we start with a capital letter, capital Y, good. And then when we're done with this sentence, yes, I like them all. That feels like it's done. So the writer added a period to stop the sentence. And then, when we start a new sentence, we use a capital letter again. That just means it's a new sentence. Do you? Okay, so we were done with that sentence. We put a punctuation. Here it's a question, okay? So, today we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a capital letter at the beginning of our sentence, and we're going to end with punctuation. Most of the time we're going to use periods. So, I'm going to show you how that's going to work today, okay? So, let me think. What do I want to write about? Oh, I watched a really good movie the other day. So I'm going to write the sentence, I watched a movie with my mom. I watched a movie with my mom. Okay. So remember, we still have to use our two-finger spacing, but do you remember what we're going to start with? It's going to be I, okay? So what kind of I? Remember? Yeah, capital I. I, get your two-finger spacing to help me. Watched. I don't hear very many sounds, okay. A, two-finger space. Movie. Two-finger space. With two-finger space. My. Oh, I'm out of room. Do you remember what we do? Oh yeah, return sweet. Mom. 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 I hear all the sounds in that word. Now, do you remember what we end our sentence with? Let's see, does it feel done? I watched a movie with my mom. That feels done. Do you remember what we end our sentence with? Yeah, period, okay? That tells our sentence, stop, we're done, okay? Now, if I wanted to continue writing this, I would start with a capital letter for my next sentence, okay? So, think about what you're going to write today and tell your grown-up. Pause the video and tell your grown-up what you're going to write about today. Okay, boys and girls, I know I forgot to add a picture to this, but I'm going to do that as my next step, okay? So today, remember our goal was, I can use capital letters and punctuation in my writing, okay? So, your whole goal today, make sure you start with a capital and end with a period. Still keep using those two-finger spaces, okay? So can you boys and girls remember all of those steps for me today? All right, go off and get writing, okay? Hi guys, so we talked about using capital letters and punctuation in our writing, okay? So this is Joe's writing he did today, okay? It says, I like to eat gummy worms. So let's look for his capital letter. Do you see his capital letter right there? Yeah, and at the end, you remember we have to look for a period. There's a period right there to tell this sentence to stop. And look at his spacing. He still has his two finger spaces. And look how readable that is. I can really understand Joe's message in this writing. Okay? So, what did we learn about today, guys? Yeah, we learned about capital letters and punctuation in our writing. I hope that makes your writing more readable.